And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm back with a second video today. So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 cards under 10k MT in NBA 2K21 My Team. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe. If not, like this video, comment down below what you think of the list and who you think should be higher, lower, or who should be on the list, period. This season is going to be the best season to stack MT, realistically. We're kind of seeing a changing of the guard when it comes to like pink diamonds being the top tier. We're going into opals. There are some opals to get this season, but to be completely honest with you, as much as they'll help for a couple weeks, I really do think that spending 1.5 million MT on like some of the reward opals doesn't worth it. So here's some budget guys for you. So number one, we got the 10th pick, and that is my man Bargnani. Bargnani is going to be one of those cards that I think is... I don't necessarily think he's the greatest budget card in the world, but here's the reason he's on the list, is I absolutely think that he is necessary for everyone's collection. The reason for it is there's, at the Rubio or below tier, there's just not very many big men that can do the things that Bargnani can do. So when it comes to limited challenges, going for those free limited rewards, going for any of that stuff, I think Bargnani's top tier. As far as his ability to shoot, space the floor, he rebounds very well. He's got good size at 7 foot. He's not that slow. He's not that fast. He's just kind of there. He's got good badges, especially when it comes to like rebounding and stuff like that. He's like a much more of a budget option Kevin Love, realistically, with a better jump shot, in my opinion. He's really, really good. He's got range, I think silver or bronze. Either way, it's not terrible. And when it comes to lower overall challenges, you can find some ones that have diamond shoes and stuff like that on them, and you can get them for under 10k, as low as like 6-7k. And I think he's absolutely worth that price just to stash in your collection for a different date. Let me check Karl Anthony Towns. I haven't checked him yet. I kind of forgot he even existed, but if he's under 10k, which I doubt, he'll definitely take Bargnani's spot. No, okay. So next up, we're going with our number 9 pick here, which is one of my favorite cards in the game, legitimately. If I could spell his name right, that'd be pretty sick. And that's Ricky Rubio, man. Ricky Rubio is so cheap. Like, you can get him for below 3k occasionally. At the most, 5k, like, absolute most. Ricky Rubio is one of the best pure point guards, period. Not even just in the Amethyst tier, just in the game in general. He's got a lightning fast jump shot, good dribble moves. He gets to the floor. Gets through the floor at a very high clip, man. He gets to the rim very easily. Upgrading some of his badges is necessary, but you can find some on the marketplace that have upgraded badges already. He's got a dynamic duo as well, which helps out significantly. No, I don't think that's Wiggins. No, Wiggins is Jimmy Butler, so I think his dynamic duo is with Karl Anthony Towns. Makes him significantly better, but I think it's another guy that it's worth having. Mo Williams is going to be our 8th pickup. He's absolutely absurd. Like, as far as one of the best shooting point guards in the game, you can get him for around 7 to 10k. He gets to the rim relatively well, surprisingly, for being Mo Williams. He's obviously a lights out shooter. He does need some work on his facilitating badges, so if you can get like his needle threader, his floor general, his dimer up, he's going to be a lot better that way. But with gold range, gold flexible, he's got dead eye. Everything's looking up for him. Plus, he's got good speed, good ball handle, good passing accuracy. He's got okay tendencies, not great. 75 perimeter defense is not bad as far as for someone who's not known to play defense. But 94 speed, he's incredible. You can definitely cut teams up with Mo Williams. Like, plus, he's wearing a headband, bro. And you know how I feel about people rocking headbands and shooting sleeves. Like, you know that's where I'm running with. So our next guy here, number 7, is another guy who I don't think is necessarily better than Mo Williams, but is a guy that I would recommend everybody have in their collection over Mo Williams, and that's Alfonzo Ellis. There's just no big men at the Rubio or below tier that just do the things that Alfonzo Ellis can do. He's a great defender. He's fast. He can shoot. He can do a little bit of everything. Now, I do recommend he has 3 badge slots available for upgrades. Catch and shoot and corner specialists are obviously a must, and then the next badge, you can obviously, kind of tailor it to how your play style is. I personally recommend flexible release, but if you want him to be more of a rim attacker, you can put quick first step on him. If you want him to be more of a defender, you can add some defensive badges, but he has great defensive badges as is, all at the gold tier. Yeah. I mean, Hot Zone Hunter probably would help, but his hot zones aren't great. Flexible is more important than Hot Zone Hunter, in my opinion, anyway. So, but you can pick this dude up for like 1.5k. It's absurd. So, the 6th player on this list that I think is incredibly good, another Ruby that I recommend everyone have, is Gerald Green. This one's going to be a combo because in addition to Gerald Green, I'm going to be talking about another guy who you legitimately should have no matter what. But Gerald Green is one of the best attacking, I don't know, I want to say wings in this entire game. You can play a small forward or shooting guard. Him and the next guy, Rex Chapman's more of a shooting version, but you should have both of these guys on your team for various things. TTO, TT, limited runs, lower overall squads. Like, the amount of uses these two guys have is ridiculous, and there's a reason you'll run into them so much online. They're truly, in my opinion, diamonds disguised as rubies. I cannot I cannot stress enough how helpful those guys, just having them in your collection, will be. So next up, we got Bingo Smith. Bingo Smith is not the greatest card. This one's kind of divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm torn as well. But when you look at what this card can do for your team and the cost of which you can get it for, it's hard to even say that it's not worth it. Like, he's got kind of a slow jump shot, yes, but he's got decent size at the 2 guard at this stage in the game at 6'5". He's fast, he's got good badges, he plays defense, he can shoot the 3, he's got a dynamic duo with Austin Carr, so if you're looking to do that Austin Carr challenge, he has that for you. And as far as shooting guards that do the amount of things he does, I just don't think there are many. You knew this was coming, man. Steve Francis is incredible. He's one of the best Ruby point guards in the game. I think the only Ruby point guards that are better than him, objectively, Donovan Mitchell is better, but he's also like 20k. But I prefer Steve Francis. And objectively, De'Aaron Fox is a better point guard than Steve Francis, in my opinion. It's just, there's not much you can really compete with when it comes to the speed of De'Aaron Fox and the ability to get to the rim. It just trumps Steve Francis. But either way, Steve Francis for under 10k is an absolute steal, especially if you're needing a lights-out offensive point guard that can play a little bit of defense and shoot. So next up, we got Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper, this is about the cheapest he's been in a long period of time since he came out. And yes, he is outdated, which means you can get some that have like unlimited contracts and unlimited shoes for about the same market price. But he's got Hall of Fame clamps, he's got great defensive badges, he can shoot. He's basically an elite 3-and-D option, and for this price, there really aren't that many elite 3-and-D options. He's not really bringing much else to your team, but when it comes to, CPU defense being buffed, having a guy with the defensive badges he has and the tendencies that he has up on the top of the key is imperative. You can kind of leave him alone and off ball, and Michael Cooper will handle whoever they have at the shooting guard position. Or if you're using like more of an offensive point guard, you can always switch those two and kind of go with the better offensive scoring threat for who Michael Cooper is going to defend. Next up, we got our number 2 pick, Hedo Turkoglu, man. Hedo Turkoglu is so good. I mean, he's not going to bring a whole lot on the defensive end. He does play decent defense, though. It's not terrible. Like, it's very usable. But my man is an offensive demon. Like, he's got LaMarcus Aldridge base, which I'm not going to sit here and preach to you and be like, this is the best jump shot in 2K. It's a very good jump shot. But the thing I will say about that is because it's in addition to good jump shot, it's a very popular jump shot as far as the 2K community goes. Once we get later in the year, they're going to start putting LaMarcus Aldridge on a bunch of different cards. In addition to like most combo forwards, like I'm sure we'll get a re-release Lamar Odom, another Alfonzo Ellis, and Andre Karolinko, cards like that. Darius Miles, well, no, they usually give him Rudy base, but I think all those guys will have either base 11 if they do base 11 this year, which they do on Gilbert Arenas, but it's kind of weird, or LaMarcus Aldridge. So getting the timing for that base down is imperative. And honestly, as far as at the Amethyst or below tier, I just don't think there's a better small forward than Hedo Turkoglu. He plays a little defense, he can facilitate, he's actually got some decent speed. He's only got an 85 speed, but it feels faster. A lights out jump shot, he can distribute the ball with gold, floor general, gold dimer. He's a point forward. There's not much better you can do for like 3 or 4K. Like, there's just not. It's simply how it is. He's an absolutely incredible card. I recommend everyone pick him up. It's just something. But this guy, I got to admit, is probably a little bit better, and that's Shawn Kemp. Don't let the picture fool you. Like, I know it looks like crusty 36-year-old Shawn Kemp who played for the Magic, which I bet you didn't even know he did, because nobody does. But My man plays like in his prime, Shawn Kemp. He's fast. He shoots. He can dunk at a higher rate than most power forwards. He can pass the ball even. He's got good defensive tendencies, decent defensive badges, which you can upgrade. Great speed. Like, if you look at him compared to Blake Griffin, like, obviously Blake Griffin is better. But, like, it's not that far away. It's, like, yes, obviously I'm taking Blake Griffin 10 out of 10 times because he's a great card. But the fact that you can get a budget version of him in Shawn Kemp is kind of crazy. And especially, Shawn Kemp is not usually that great in 2K, so the fact that he kind of flew under the radar for the most part is crazy. He's got good tendencies, too. He blocks shots at a very high rate. He dunks. His dunking tendency is 100, which means he's going to, if you even go towards the rim holding the turbo button, he's probably going to dunk it. He's got Hall of Fame showtime, so every time he does one of those crazy dunks, it boosts all the takeover for all of your cards. He's got gold quick first step. Obviously, catch and shoot, corner specialist are necessities for him. If you want to run him as a point forward, giving him dimer would probably work. Handles for days, stuff like that. Unpluckable, which you can't search for in the auction house. You better hope you draw those. Deadeye, flexible is an absolute necessity. You can even give him range extender if you so choose. He's such a versatile and incredible amethyst card that you can legitimately buy for 5K and under. That is absolutely absurd. Everybody picked this card up right now. Like, it couldn't possibly but help you, especially when we're doing like amethyst and below limited challenges and stuff. So anyways, it's been your boy Cheap Blues. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this helped out all my budget ballers out there. Look, if you're going to take any advice from this video, go pick up Hedo and Shawn Kemp before their price goes up, because it will inevitably go up. Especially because everyone locked that set in for George Gervin for no reason. So I don't know, man. But check out the description for all my other stuff. I'll be back with daily 2K21 content every single day.